Hi. Welcome to the Human Design for Marketing podcast. I'm your host, Yvette Mayer, and this show's for you if you're done with cookie cutter marketing and ready to build your personal brand in alignment with who you really are. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Human Design for Marketing podcast and number 4 in the 12 Lessons of 2024 series. We're going to be exploring April 2024. The highlights, the lessons, what I took away from this month. This is going to be a little bit of a different one because the way the month started out was one of the biggest highlights of my entire year. And it's not business related, which I think is good. I think it's good. At the beginning of the month, it was actually the last couple of days of March and the first couple of days of April, took my then 18 and 16-year-old nieces away in my van life camper van. Now, this was honestly the most rewarding and special time that I've had, I want to say, all year in some regards, honestly. And we were literally camping. Like we were 2 hours south from where I live, which is 2 hours south of Sydney. We took paddle boards. They slept in a 2-man tent. We used something called hip camp, which is in Australia where people actually rent out their land for you to do self-sufficient camping or in vans, but you're running off solar power, so you have complete self-sufficiency. And oh my goodness, it was just magical. We were on somebody's land that was on many hectares. There was lots of vans and tents, but really well spaced. And so you didn't feel like you were on top of people at all. And there were horses, and we had, we built fires, and we went swimming. We went to beautiful beaches. And oh gosh, I just have so many beautiful memories of us in the van, pumping the tunes, all 3 of us across the front seat of the van. And so much love in my heart that I really wanted to bring this as the highlight and it's one of the highlights of my whole year, actually. And the fact that the lesson in this is, I'd just been on a hugely expensive retreat to Byron Bay and very bougie, I might add, hired a car, like honestly, lots and lots of spend. And the month before that, I'd been on a yoga retreat where I was offline and it was really good for me, mind, body, and soul. And since then, I've been to India, I've been on retreat in Bali. Like, I've done so many amazing things this year and in my life in general. But sometimes it's just the simple things, like the simplest of pleasures. This very, very low cost weekend where I am with my absolute favorite humans, girls that I love with all my heart, singing tunes, sitting around a fire, cooking bacon and eggs. Like, honestly, it was just so rewarding and fulfilling. And I think that's a beautiful lesson that we can want for all the success and results and consumerism and having the things, but it's the people and it's the love in our heart that really matters most. Other things that happened in April. Well, I turned 53 and I continually learn with every year that age is only a number and it doesn't matter what that age is. It's more about how you feel on the inside and how you show up for your life. I'm actually quite proud of the way that I live my life and the amount of energy that I have because I have made some really hard decisions, like leaving my corporate career, which was kind of unheard of at the level that I was at, like becoming sober, which is still really challenging in an environment where alcohol is a currency of connection. But at 53, I feel so energized and excited, and that my life is filled with meaning and purpose in such an incredible way that, I'm not old, or it's not too late for me to have even more and more of the meaningful success that I desire. In fact, it's becoming more and more so with every year that passes. And the fact that I'm 53, I think just makes it richer, and it makes my maturity and the way that I show up and connect with you more authentic and powerful, because I'm not trying to be somebody else. I am owning who I am, and that's definitely something that comes with age, maturing like a fine wine. Really odd to say that after I just shared my sobriety as a part of this journey as well. But yeah, had my birthday. The other thing, business perspective or business lens, was I was coming up to start working with my new business coach, and also coming up to the end of the frequency project that was running from February through March and into April. So that old, like, I need to launch this program was coming up again, because it's a very open, closed loop thing. So the payment plans were running out, and therefore what's next was coming. And because I'd had such a successful launch in February, I was starting to feel pulled into launching again in May, because by then I was very rested, and the, YouTube channel was working far more effectively with me not project managing it. And so I had the energy and was starting to look forward to May, thinking, okay, I'm gonna launch it again and just duplicate exactly what I did in February, and it's likely going to be the biggest launch I've ever had. And then at the same time, I invested in learning how to turn the Frequency Project into an evergreen program where I wouldn't need to launch it so much in the future. So I wasn't ready to do it, but I had made the decision to do so, and had invested to get the right support to make that so. And that's really how the month ran. I also, with my business coach, I went to Byron Bay again. This time I actually took the van, and I took my beautiful Chili girl, and we drove to Byron Bay to do an in-person kickoff of my 6-month coaching container, which was very, very lovely, and a great way to start this chapter. And so it was a really good month. It was a month where I was invested in relationships with family, with friends, and one more thing, because I was coming up to this point in my process, I also decided to run a very spur of the moment birthday bonanza, and I did a promotion, bundling up some of the products that are built mostly online, and it was out of nowhere. Dropped this into my email marketing and brought in $5,000 extra cash for the month, which just felt very good in my nervous system, very abundant, and was a reminder to myself of how far I've come, that I can drop, these sorts of offers, some of them being low ticket, like $55 products where I took 10% off, packaging up work that I'd done in years gone by and adding a little bit of one-on-one here and there, and have such an amazing result. So that was actually the end of April as well. And that's it. So biggest lesson of April, I think, was the importance of family and connection. Biggest lesson, for sure. And that money and things don't matter anywhere near as much. Reminder, note to self, note to all. And also there was a lesson in that I had grown my community and engagement to the point where I could have a little bit of fun. Like that birthday bonanza felt like a bit of fun, and also was amazing financially, as well as in my validation of the work that I do, and its power, that people really want it. That's it. I will be back in your ears shortly with lesson 5 from 2024. Bye for now. There are heaps more resources in the show notes. I can't wait to be back in your ears again soon. Bye for now.